Hola, hola, mis amores. Here is MJ from Something About L. So, you guys already know I'm doing my audio episodes in English from now on. I'm going to try and do videos. So, here's my second audio episode in English. And today I'm going to talk about something. We're going to get raw. We're going to get real. I'm going to talk about being a fat girl and the clapbacks that came later. Yes. But it's okay. Like, this is not a sub story, like, at all. And it's a real story. It's about me. And again, it's not about pointing fingers. I'm just here laying everything out. And I think for me, it's healing in a way. And, we're going to talk about everything, about fat shaming, family, men, Ozempic, food, self-love, and how I cut back now. But it's not just for me. It's for the girl who didn't know how to. So, yeah. So, let's talk about the trigger moment that made me go, like, I gotta record this episode. I gotta talk about it. And, I'm just going to tell you that just to put you in context, I grew up in a Latin family, Miss Universe vibes, Miss Universe culture. And my whole life, I was always overweight, a chubby child, like always. And in the last 2 years, I decided to go through a weight loss transformation, and I lost about 80 pounds, but I did gain 20 since the spring, but I'm gonna talk about that in a few moments. But yeah, so just gonna give you a little bit of context, and yeah, let's start. So the trigger moment that made me go, I gotta do this. So I got called fat, but not like in a way that it was asked for. You know what I mean? Sometimes people are like, yeah, but you asked for it. Absolutely not. I was actually saying hi to this person, and the person next to her called me fat girl 3 times in Spanish. And they say it loud and clear so I could hear. And the only thing that came out of my mouth, and I'm telling you guys, I really try to be respectful with people I've never met, because you never know their battles, blah, 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 blah. And I try to keep it classy. But my response was like, excuse you? Do I sit on your face? Do I ride you at night? Is my weight impacting your sex life in any kind of way? No? So shut up. And it's like, I ask those embarrassing questions because you're telling me something to make me feel embarrassed or shame. I really don't know what was the point, and I don't really want to get to know the reason, because for me there's not enough reason to call somebody out on their body, no matter thin, skinny, chubby. There's absolutely no good valid reason for that. And I asked those questions, and I was like, oh, damn. Oh, my God. Oh, it's like when people are like, I'm sure, like, if you have a man, he cannot handle you. Trust me. If there's someone flips me out, can lift me up, and we're good. And I speak up now, because for the younger me, and I used to shrink myself, smile it off and pretend it didn't hurt and try to be all confident. But now I clap back and I'm just like, oh, no, like, really? I gotta put you in your place? Like a 25-year-old plus man, I gotta do that? Really? I gotta teach you manners? So yeah, so I'm gonna call you out on that, and I don't care at this point. And I think I've been preparing for this my whole life. I grew up, again, like I said, in a Latino household, specifically Venezuelan. So arepas, empanadas, tequeños, hallacas. I don't eat hallacas, but whatever. Bollito, paella. What more? I'm trying to find all the things. Plátano frito, plátano hervido. O sea, all the things, cachapas. I'm trying to think of all the things I ate as a child. And it's crazy because they were all, when you're a child, they feed you nonstop. And they're like feeding you. And there was 1 year where everything changed. I was 10 years old and I got a shapewear. A shapewear is like the little thing that like compresses your belly, but can have any part of your body. So I got one for my belly. So it takes all your rolls in and sucks your belly in. So it looks like a whole flat, smooth belly. It actually really nice. With a dress, it can really look really, really nice and sexy and elegant, whatever. But I was 10. I was still playing with Barbies. And I got that. And in the Latino culture, somehow your body is everybody's business. Everybody's going to say something. And I remember they used to say like, just be careful, just in case. You got to be careful now because you're gaining lots of weight. And when you're going to get your period, you won't be able to lose that weight. It was a whole thing. I was 10 years old. I didn't have an idea what a period was. I was like, what are you guys talking about? I just want to play with my Barbies and eat my empanadas. Like, and it's crazy because I realized how weight was discussed and judged and not control, because at the end I still ate. I was still chubby my whole life, so I did eat. It wasn't a thing. I didn't hide myself to eat anything like that. It just, let's say there was pasta, I would eat 2 plates back to back because I wanted to. But it's also, I was like, nobody's gonna tell me nothing about it. And I had to develop a thick skin because I had to like block those comments my whole life. And I have a cousin that I grew up with, Adriana. She's petite and short and thinner. And I remember it used to bother her so much that they would compare us. She would be like, but what's the point? I don't understand. She would get a bit frustrated with that. But now I do understand why. For her, it wasn't normal that like our worth was measured on our weight or how we looked. And that's really why I actually pray to the gods that I only have 4 boys. Because yes, I want to have 4 boys. And I really do hope I don't have a girl, or if I do have a girl, it's with a man that's good, that would have grown up with the opposite beliefs, culture from my family. I really do hope so. I do hope it's like complete opposite so it can balance out, because I do think I would have like little tendencies and be like, oh, be careful in this, because I wouldn't want her to get judged. But then at the end, we should let kids eat whatever they want, and the point if they're hungry, they should eat. But whatever. Again, my family, I love them to death, but that's what I'm telling you, sometimes in appearances. And not so much from my uncles here in Canada. It's going to go more in Venezuela. But I did, I was like, all my summers I was there. Christmas time too. Also, the Holy Week, also I was there. So it's like I really have that like within me. And it's like anchored there. So sometimes I really hope that I don't pass it to the next generation. And yes, which brings me to the dating experiences, because as a child, when you get told something so many times, you're gonna start believing it like 100%. And I used to get told that if I kept getting fat, I would have never chosen my partner, but my partner would have chosen me. So I'm talking another like tense verb because I really want to change the vibe. I don't want to say like in the future, like no man is going to choose me. Like I won't be able to choose the man. The man is going to choose me. I find it so ridiculous. So, and it's crazy because I think that I believed it so much. That's why I like shitty relationships happen to me. And that's why I think I was fetishized, hidden, ignored, gaslit. And I always felt like I was in a secret menu item. Like I was hidden. Like I've told you guys this story where a man, no, but this is because he was literally having an affair on the side. So it's like, no, that has nothing to do with me. But I think I was hidden. And I've always dated because also sometimes some women would be like, how come you like fit men? Like, do fit men like you? And I'm not friends with this person, by the way. And it's a fun fact, because it is a fact. I've dated like fit men my whole life. I think 95% of the men that I dated slash hooked up with or whatever, they're fit men. And for what's happening in my present life, that person is fit. And like they can lift me up and flip me if there's a need to. So, and I always, and I really can't say that this whole like overweight thing hasn't impacted my confidence in love. Sometimes like, I'm sorry, I just got emotional for 3 seconds. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know if it's a birth control that I've changed up the past weeks, where I'm just like feeling emotional. I feel like I'm emotional for anything. I think if somebody tells me that I have a feather on my shoulder for any kind of, I'm gonna start crying and be like, oh my God. Anyways, going back, I do think that this weight situation, whatever, has impacted my confidence in love. Be like, I'm not worthy of it. Do I deserve to be? And it's crazy because it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with it. And it's like, you always compare. Sorry about that. I'm trying to speak English, it seems so. And I'm always trying to compare myself to the other versions of myself. And sometimes I look at some pictures and I can see the difference. And I have body dysmorphia where I'm like, before I used to feel, I don't know, it was the thick skin. I used to feel so confident. I was like 300 pounds and I was chilling like a villain. And I was like, I felt sexy. I felt good. And last year, where I was almost like in the 180s, where I was super, I'm not going to say skinny, but you can literally see my rib cage. And I was losing a bit of hair and I felt so fat and it's crazy and I wouldn't be eating. And that's how I realized I can't date a man that makes my weight a situation. But actually I'm talking about me gaining weight because I was losing so much weight last summer at a point where I got told something and I couldn't see it. I'm only seeing now through pictures. I'm like, oh my God, you were right. I was looking sick. Like I wasn't eating. And that's what brings me to the Ozempic episode of my life. How can we do this? How can we fix this? Okay, so first of all, I really want to say something, okay, right now about Ozempic. Ozempic is a tool. It's not a miracle, okay? It's a tool. And by the way, get it from your doctor. I'm no doctor, so I cannot tell you that that's what you need, that that's okay for you. Because Ozempic is a medication. And not every medication works for everybody. Okay? It's like your birth control. You can't just take any kind of birth control. You got to see what fits better for you. And God bless, Ozempic was it for me. So the thing is, I went to my doctors and at some point I was almost 280, 290. I'm talking real numbers here. And I was like, look, I want to lose weight because I don't know if that's what's blocking me from... I'm super open with my doctor. We always talk about my fear of commitment and it's like hilarious with her. Like, I love her for that. And I was like, look, I don't know if look, I can get dick. That's not even a problem. But is it the fact that I'm a bit heavier, that I'm not getting into a relationship? What's going on? Like, should I get a new version of myself? And then I talked to her about the surgery where they cut off your stomach. And she was like, look, this is really a hard surgery. Cutting off an organ is not just chilling in the village. Like, it's a whole thing and it changes your whole digestive system. Like, let's try something. She was like, there's something new. My colleague is using it. Why not use it? She lost about 20 pounds in 6 months. Let's see how it works for you. I'm like, oh, what is that? It's Ozempic. So I decided to give it a try. the first week I lost 5 pounds. So I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But the thing is, how Ozempic works is that it like cuts off hunger from your brain. I don't have the technicalities, okay? If you want to Google it, chat GPT, whatever you want to do that. But, and how it works is like you actually take a little needle and you just like push it, just like actually because it's used for diabetes. So it's like the same little needles, and you just take your belly fat. It's on your belly. Some people, I've seen it, they do it on their thigh, but like, I don't know, my belly, I don't have any feelings. I don't know if it's because of the lipos, the shapewear that I've been wearing my whole life, but I'm a bit number on my belly. So that's where I used to put the needles in, and it's by dose. So every 4 weeks, you would go a little bit. It starts 0.25, then 0.50, and then after the whole 8 weeks, you would fall to 1 milligram. Okay. And I did that doses for about a year. I want to say almost 2 years, because I remember it was almost 2 years. So, and how it works is like it cut off your hunger. And it's like, sometimes when you're like, and it cuts off the food noise, sometimes you're like laying down in bed and you're just like, okay, I gotta eat a sandwich. And sometimes you're just like, oh my God, I can't go to bed if I don't eat that sandwich. So that, you don't have that anymore. It's really, really weird to explain, but you can even check it on Google, Ozempic and food noise. And it's like, some people, they think that you inject Ozempic and you wake up like Bella Hadid. No, like, so I did lose lots of weight. I lost about 25 pounds. Okay. And then a year after I started training, I started going to the gym. That's when it started to melt off. But just keep in mind that if you're not hungry, you're not eating. Okay. I just want you guys to keep this in mind, because the thing is that I started going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. I still do up until today. Like I've said, there's a lot of people around me that have helped me with my gym journey. So grateful. But I was going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. Okay, taking pre-workout. And it's like I was losing lots of weight. And look, I'm a big girl. I'm like an exotic Viking. Like, I'm tall. I'm large, and I have those little Latin curves. But guys, when I'm telling you that I wasn't looking like myself, I wasn't. I lost my ass. I have pictures. I'm gonna put them in the Instagram post that I put with this episode. It's crazy. And I was losing my hair also. My tatas, they were also like shrinking, but not like in a cute, sexy, muscly way. Because you know what? Like, whatever diet you do, it's not normal to not eat. You should never not eat. Sorry, I don't know. I felt emotional suddenly again. And it's like, it's crazy because at one point, and I couldn't, let's say if I wanted to eat something more, let's say I went to a girls' night and we went to a restaurant and I wanted to eat a little bit more. I couldn't, and I had to make myself throw up. And so I could eat what was coming up, and then like if I wanted, and I'll never forget, it happened with my best friend Tia. I was like, I ate at the restaurant, was okay, and then I'm like, oh, give me a second, I gotta throw up. And I go throw up, and then I'm like, I came out, I'm like, I just thought, but I'm good. So we both thought that it was like indigestion or something, okay? But afterwards, I realized that it was a pattern. And guys, I don't want to say eating disorder because I don't want to like classify myself like I'm not a shrink or I'm not a doctor. But it's not normal. It's not normal that you need to throw up after you eat. It's not normal. And at some point, I had the thought of like, wait a second. Like, if I eat, I can eat all of this. But wait, I'm going to make myself throw up in the kitchen. In the bathroom, sorry, the kitchen. What the hell? I'm going to make myself throw up in the bathroom. I'm going to come back out. And like, nobody's going to notice. And I'll never forget. It was Gabrielle. You met her through my podcast. She was like, if I hear you throw up, she's like, I'm gonna drag you from the bathroom and I'm gonna pull your hair. I don't give a hoot. Like, I'm not letting you throw up, and I'm gonna tell your mom. And that's when I started realizing, I'm like, wait, I might have an issue here. It might actually not be normal. And I was so focused also on the gym. It was like, you know, a routine and everything. And I was like, oh my God, gains. This is maybe gains. And I look at pictures where, like, I look way skinnier and I don't look healthy, like, at all. I'm laughing, so I'm not crying. And it's like, and I remember once I was looking at myself in the mirror, like, and I could see a bit on my rib cage, and I was like it was like actually with Gandalf, and I was like, oh my God, we can see my rib cage. And he's like, yeah, but he's like, but it's not normal how you do it. Because he was also making me think about the fact that he would order pizza for me and like order my toppings and shit, and I would only eat like half a slice, and he would be like, it's not normal, like, you're a tall woman, you should be eating, you're thick, like, you're like, how your body is made, you're thick woman, you shouldn't not be eating. So it's crazy. Sorry about that. I'm like sniffing because I have like my tears coming down, but I'm good, guys. Cause yeah, and I think, and I stopped Ozempic after the Super Bowl this year 2025. We're still in 2025. I stopped Ozempic because I was like, okay, I've had it. Like, I want to eat, I want to enjoy food, you know. It's fun to do with the people, with your favorite people, to eat, and it's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And it's like, it's just fun. And like, even when I used to go with my family in Orlando and we would do these barbecues, they were like, how come you're not eating? Like, you love meat. Because guys, I love barbecue. And when I just love barbecue. Anything that is cooked on a barbecue, I love it. And like, I would eat like nonstop. But Ozempic, it makes your hunger almost like, not even hunger, it's not even that, but you're just never hungry, you never want to eat. And it's just like, I think, but you know what, I would do it again, okay? But because it's a tool, I would stop it as soon as I felt that I couldn't eat a proper meal. I would have stopped there. And losing all that weight also made me realize that my worth is way more than my weight. It has nothing to do, my worth has nothing to do with my weight, has nothing to do of how I look. It sounds silly, sounds really silly, okay? But beauty comes from within. And also it's crazy because I was trying also I was like, okay, I stopped Ozempic. What happens if I gain weight? What if this person finds me too fat, says that I'm too fat for him now? What's gonna happen? Well, you know what, guys? I gained 20 pounds and nobody is complaining. Nobody. So sometimes it's all in our head. It's all in our head. And what confidence looks like, I'm really trying to build that confidence again. I'm really trying to, because I had a whole confidence based on the fact that I had to have a thick skin. And now I'm like as big as I was when I was a teenager. And for me, it's a bit weird. And I had to change my whole closet this summer. I had to buy clothes my size because they were all too big. It was a bit hectic and I threw out like two big bags of clothes. And I feel like I have so much shit, guys. Like, my closet is horrible. And there's this thing, anyways, someone is supposed to come help me repair while fix it myself. I have so many clothes. And I remember in between last summer and this summer, I was trying clothes and like crying because I was trying to find comfort and confidence in my new body. Because I didn't know this new body. Like, I know. But now I'm just like accepting. And my relationship with food is so much better. And it's like the people around me, I try to like surround myself with people that enjoy food, that let me enjoy food. And you know what I mean? It's like I just have to rewrite. It's like rewriting habits. I don't know why I was like rewire habits when it comes to food. And I never binge, by the way. I never binge food. I was never that type of, I never had that habit. I just ate lots nonstop. I think that's binging, but that's not what I mean. But it's like, I now eat because I want to. I feel like eating Greek food. I'm gonna eat it, and it's fun to do it with someone that loves food as much as you. And but you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean in the fact that it's fun to eat with someone that loves to eat too. I highly recommend that. I highly, highly do. And, you know, if that person doesn't answer, you can always eat alone. There's not, like, go to restaurants alone. Eat what you want. Eat. For real, like, it's, now what I do, it's like I put boundaries. When people say stupid shit, I answer stupid shit back. When people say, like, oh, is the man you're seeing can handle you? I'm like, first of all, none of your business. Second of all, like, that's, again, none of your business. Like, first and second of all, none of your business. But you know what? It's like, if I had a message to my younger self, I'd be like, Mari, o sea, just be you. Mari, just be you. That would be the message for my younger self. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Wear that bikini. Don't care. Keep wearing that bikini. Don't listen to others. And you know what? There are men out there that will love you just for you, and that you should be able to eat what the fuck you want. And that if a man calls you fat, just threaten him that you're gonna sit on his face. Like, come on. Just don't let yourself go into those dark thoughts. So yeah, that's what I would tell myself. But we're good. I'm happy. I'm healing. I'm eating, guys. Even though if I gain 20 pounds, I'm happy. And it's okay. And you know what? I'm just embracing my rose, cellulite, thunder thighs, how they call it, right? And the stretch marks. And I think that's what makes me a woman. And it is what it is. And whoever doesn't like that, I don't know what to tell them except God bless you. So yeah, guys. So don't let nobody tell you what to eat or what not to eat. So on that note, I'm gonna tell you, thank you. Thank you for listening. For real, you guys don't know how healing this is for me. And again, don't forget to let me know what's going on through DMs. You can write the comments. I always appreciate them. I always want to get better. And on that note, thank you so much, mis amores. I'll see you soon. Subscribe, like, share. Besos.